Hi everyone, today I'd like to introduce you to a simple yet powerful idea rooted in behavioural psychology, Premack's principle. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever tried to get a child to do their homework only to be met with moans and groans? You might try saying something like, if you finish your homework, you can play video games later. Like you've lit a fire, suddenly books are opening, pens are flying. You've just successfully bribed your child using Premack's principle. So what is Premack's principle? Simply put, a more likely or enjoyable behaviour can be used to encourage a less likely behaviour. So we can use something someone wants to do to encourage them to do something they don't want to do. Let's take a look at our homework example. We have a stimulus, the parents saying, it's time to do your homework. We then have our response, the world's longest sigh and procrastination. When we add a reinforcer, you can play your video games once you're finished. The result is the desired behaviour of homework completion. The key here is reinforcing behaviour with something the child already wants to do. This then becomes a reward for encouraging a less desirable behaviour, doing their homework. It's important to note that the order here is crucial. You must require the less desirable task to be completed before the desirable one. If the reward is given first, the motivation to complete the task is going to diminish. Premack's principle was discovered by psychologist David Premack in the 1960s while studying how animals behave. He noticed that when monkeys were allowed to choose between behaviours, some were more popular than others, like drinking juice as opposed to pushing a lever. From his observation, he decided to test whether monkeys could be persuaded to push the lever if they were rewarded with drinking the juice. And what do you know? They were pushing levers left and right. Premack's principle is ultimately about using one voluntary behaviour to motivate another, something that is relative to the individual. This differs from other similar concepts such as classical conditioning, where stimuli is linked to involuntary responses, and typical positive reinforcement, where somewhat universally desirable external rewards are used to reinforce desirable behaviour. To conclude, the next time your kid is dragging their heels to get their homework done, just smile and let them know. No PlayStation until your work is done. And no, you're not bribing your child and you're not a pushover. You're using tried and tested behavioural psychology. Premack's principle reminds us that reinforcement doesn't always have to come from prizes or punishment. Sometimes the best motivator is just things that we already want to do. Thank you.